Hi, I'm Reverend Kathy Itzin, and I want to welcome you again today to our installment of Grace, Gratitude, and Generosity, the 3G's that help our lives be more aware and happy, actually. As the days are getting shorter and we're getting closer to Halloween and All Saints' Day, I thought this is an interesting thing. In terms of the perennial tradition, things that people around the world have believed in for pretty much all of history and that go beyond our culture into different cultures of the world. What happens to people after death and how they are still alive with us has always been something people have thought about and developed beliefs and practices and traditions around. And that's what I thought we'd talk about today. All Saints, All Souls is what Halloween came from. Many of us know that Hallowed Eve, All Holy People's Eve, is the day before All Saints' Day. And All Souls. And so All Souls is for the people who are within God's embrace that might not consider themselves saints, which is all of us pretty much. And so it's recognizing, we have 2 days set aside for recognizing our continued connection with the people who have gone before us. And as I thought about this, I thought, that came from the Celtic tradition in Europe, but Native Americans always believed in afterlife, and they'd put people, different nations did things differently, but some people were buried, if you want to call that, in trees so that they were closer to the transformative afterlife. Other people were buried as a way of sacredly recognizing their bodies and not wanting to have the elements or animals get at them. I think of the Egyptian tombs where they always put things for the afterlife in with their people who were buried, their pharaohs and everything. Every tradition has this, and there's days when the light and the darkness get close to equal where they say the veil is very thin. And I thought this is really interesting. As a pastor, I've had several situations with elderly people when I'm visiting them who tell me about visits from people that they love. Often they can see them. Sometimes they feel them, but they have conversations. And this is something that is not unusual. It's just something that people don't talk about very much. We have in Hebrews them talking about we are surrounded by a cloud of witnesses. We even have Einstein and the great scientists in the laws of thermodynamics saying that any energy is neither created nor destroyed. It's transformed from one thing to another. And as Christians or people of faith, we believe that that's true. That center of who we are, our personality, our souls, or our spirits, is what continues to live even after our bodies have died. And the idea is if I've loved someone tremendously on earth, if I have a connection with them, with my soul and their soul, why would that change because my body dies? It's still a connection. And so people will talk to those who've moved before them. People will know the right thing to do because their grandmother or their beloved husband or spouse or best friend encourages them and guides them and lets them know the next step. Is that God? Yes, it is. But we also believe that all of these people are within God in some mysterious way that's bigger than us. After the afterlife, we are transformed into a new being, and we don't know how that is. But rather than speaking of death, many of us speak of transitions. We transition into the next form, and we don't know exactly what format that takes, but somehow within that Spirit of God is our souls, our spirits connected with everyone else, and they still love us, and we can still love them. That connection is not broken, even though our bodily presence is. So I'd encourage you to think about that. The people that you love are still with you, and it's not in a pretend way or in a memory-only way. It's in a real way. It's just a different way. Every culture in history has dealt with this and believes in it in some form and recognizes it with different traditions. So as we get close to Halloween, to Day of the Dead, to the day that we change the light, and to the solstice, let us remember that we are still connected. That connection is stronger than our bodies. It's our spirits, our souls. And we are surrounded by a cloud of witnesses who love us. Amen.
you.